That's when you whisper.
Hi guys, I'm YadKG here. If say I watched the movie The Tunnel to Somewhere, The Exit of Goodbyes last week, my first thoughts was this movie is only for a specific demographic. I'm fine with a romance movie, but this one, to be honest with you, my friend slept during the movie in the theater. I tried so hard not to fall asleep. I kept thinking I paid money for the ticket, so I did not fall asleep. Good thing I finished the show. In addition, this movie is kinda different in my opinion. It's not a commercial work for the general public. As to me, it has the value and connotation of its light novel. However, I have neither read the light novel nor the manga of it. Thereby, I'm gonna talk about what I expected about this movie and how I got disappointed. Spoiler warning. So firstly, I knew nothing about The Tunnel to Somewhere, The Exit of Goodbyes, but I was still attracted by its PV and the theme song. I had high expectation on it, like Your Name, this famous movie. I wanted to see what the plot is and how the setting of that so-called Urajima Tunnel looks like. The story takes place in a rural area, in a train station where the male protagonist, high schooler Tono, unintentionally heard a myth about the Urajima tunnel while waiting a train. The tunnel is said to be that as long as you step into it, the tunnel will grant your wishes. You can literally get whatever you want. Afterwards, it rings slightly. Tono saw the female main character Hinashiro held onto a handbag. He gave her an umbrella. She said, "Let's exchange our number. I will definitely return the umbrella to you." At night, Tono stumbled across the Urajima tunnel. Now I wanna tell you the structure of Urajima tunnel. This is the entrance. This is inside of it. As you can see, there's a lot of orange-red light maple leaves in this shallow water. And there's a small lake outside of the tunnel just right next to the river. I know my drawing is bad, I guess you can see how it is anyway. He has significant discovery in the tunnel in just a few minutes. When he stepped outside of the tunnel, 7 days had passed. And the next day, Tono wanted to investigate the tunnel, seeking a way to understand what the tunnel does and how this tunnel works. Surprisingly, he saw Hanashiro in the tunnel too for some kind of goal to enter the tunnel. A lad that wants to resurrect his younger sister, a maiden that wants to have a special talent and stand out. These two people cooperated with each other in order to obtain the things they wanted. In these quick passing summer days, they started an exciting adventure. Tono decided to go to look for his sister for the last one time entering the tunnel. If he didn't find his sister, he just would not go back to real world. In the first place, Hanashiro should have entered with him, but he chose to enter the tunnel himself alone since he thought Hanashiro already had the so-called special drawing talent. Hanashiro was angry when she knew this fact and sent multiple messages to Tono, but Tono had long thrown his phone away in the water of the tunnel. Then Hanashiro had been waiting him to get out of the tunnel for a good 8 years while working on her manga during Korea. One day, Hanashiro received a message from Tono. She knew he was back, immediately rushing towards the tunnel. She found Tono faint inside the tunnel and kissed him for quite a long time. Now Hanashiro is about 23 years old and Tono is still that naive high schooler. As time is different from the real world, this 10-second kiss was like 6 hours in the real world. Finally, Hanashiro returned the umbrella that Tono gave her in the beginning of the show. Of course, the umbrella was not working well because it's been years. They step outside and breathe deeply the fresh air. The story basically ends here. As an anime person myself, I know nothing about the original author Mei Hachimoku. I guess his works are really amazing and appealing. The anime is made by the company Clap Studio. It was amazing that they made a movie out of the light novel, but as I said, they did not focus on the tunnel that I wanted to know the most. Instead, they portrayed mostly about the daily lives and what they have been seeking for. I was just so tired and bored to watch daily movies in the theater. Last time I watched the movie of Eurocamp, I slept. I don't want it to happen again though. thus, which means you better watch action movies in theater. This movie is like performing the static words in a dynamic way to convey author's thoughts about love. It depicts diverse emotions that were written in the light novel, and there are too many metaphors that cause the movie becoming boring. This movie is not too long, just 83 minutes, but there are beautiful scenes and a lot of dialogue that I just can't see what I wanted to see the most. The tunnel. Perhaps it is just me thinking about it this way. If you have read the light novel and you think it's so good, then you definitely should give it a shot. Maybe I'm saying these too subjectively, but all these are my personal thoughts after watching the whole show and knew nothing about the movie before watching it. I admit in the first place I kinda had a mindset that this movie should be like Your Name or Weathering with You, or at least please not be so bad. It turns out so disappointing that only the theme song is good to me. Plot is mid. If you're gonna make it a TV series for either 12 episodes or 24 episodes, it'd be okay for me to watch and enjoy the slow mode. Everything happened in the movie was just too fast that I didn't realize one could fall in love with another in just a few seconds. They suddenly fell in love, suddenly wanted to cooperate to discover the Urajima Tunnel. I know I might be too serious about this movie might have been adapted so well that I don't know in what way well, but I just can't bring myself into any of the characters in the movie. Furthermore, I have to talk shit about the sound effect. There was one scene where Tono was running. The panting song was so loud, and lots of the time the song effects were just somehow loud that shouldn't have been this loud. Overall, I think Hanashiro is cute. The chemistry between Tono and Hanashiro was too fast as a result of being adapted a movie. Scenes were gorgeous. The one incident where Hanashiro fought her classmate was pretty surprising. I didn't reckon she really fought. It is sort of like a good plot twist. I'd give this movie a 5 out of 10. About the theme song, finale, you know, I just like the little melody in the beginning. Here, I would like to invite you guys to listen to the theme song. Hope you like it.
Kimi wa hontou ni wakatte nai yo. Tatoeba happy endより甘くて豪華なデザートより君がいいんだよ。二つの傘より愛がさちょっと冷たいけど愛するための代償ならいくらでもどうぞただずっとそばにいたいねえダーリン星屑もない二人ぼっちの世界でずっと最後の花火を上げてフィナーレを飾って奇跡の降る恋に落ちてダーリンも離さないで味気ない世界も悪くないねどんなに恋をしたって出会えないよきっと終わりのない幸せにキスをしよういつか今日忘れても君がいいんだよ天気雨の日いい愛くして初めて目が合ったずっと覚えとくよねえダーリン 二人の幸せ
Well, that's all I wanna say in this video. Hope you enjoy, and last but not the least, Chinese Happy New Year, guys. 新年快乐. I have been YadKG. See you next time. Mata.